Hi, my name is Kazan. Ready to go for a dive? Today we're gonna look at an underwater scenery. And by pure coincidence, I have prepared this completely random and totally original scenery. So let's try and make this look like it's underwater. And if you haven't yet, please remember to subscribe to my channel. I will be making more videos like this. Let's go! The very first thing I want to do is I want to add our blue background. So I'm gonna go over here on the layers menu and I'm gonna create a new layer. And this layer I'm gonna drag down underneath our scenery and let's call this BG for background. To begin our blue background, we're gonna need our gradient tool, and you find it over here on the bucket tool by holding down the mouse button and selecting gradient tool. I have already prepared all of the colors that we're gonna use today. They are all lined up down here on the bottom. But it's also important to say that you don't need to use these exact colors. So you only need to treat these as guidelines, though I will make sure to post them in the description to this video so you can easily find them. Okay, let's select the first color for our gradient and then we swap colors over here and select the second color for our gradient. So far so good. Let's do our background. Zoom out. And from down here you drag a line to choose the direction of your gradient. Perfect. Now I want to draw some kind of underwater waves to indicate that we are underwater. So we go over here on our layers menu, we choose a new layer, and this layer is supposed to be behind the scenery. Let's call this layer Waves. And now I'm gonna use the lasso tool to draw with. But first of all, let's just pick up the third color from down here in the bottom. There we go. And then we go up here and we choose the lasso tool. And we're gonna draw with this. And what you wanna do is that from the edge of the screen, we're gonna draw some wavy lines. And remember, they're gonna go behind the scenery. They kind of resemble some kind of clouds or smoke or something like that. Then we go up here and we choose our bucket tool. We need that back. And then you fill out your selection with the chosen color. You see? And I'm just gonna remove this edge. It's not that nice. There we go. Then we're gonna do this a few more times. Let's start from over here. Wavy lines. Exactly like on the other side. And then you fill it out with your chosen color. Like this. Great. Let's do it again. I want to make one up here. A bit more flat line. I'll just draw it like this. And let's paint. Now that we've drawn something underneath our scenery, I also want to put something on top of our scenery. So we're gonna do a new layer. We're gonna move it to the top. Let's call it Waves again. And we continue exactly like we did before. Drawing a few waves. I'm gonna start over here on the right. Just like this. And down here as well. So essentially we are putting waves in front and behind our scenery, and we're doing it like this to get a nice feeling of depth in our scene. And I'm just gonna finish up the last one here. Perfect. Now I want to make them a bit more transparent to make them blend in with the scene. So let's go over here on our waves layer and we're gonna turn down the opacity. And we're gonna turn it down to around 30 something. And I feel it's gonna make them appear a bit more wavy. And also we do the same on the waves behind our scenery. Let's turn it down. Yeah, something like this. Perfect. Now, let's create some bubbles. We make a new layer. We make sure it's on top here. We call it bubbles. Like that. And to make these bubbles, we are going to use our brush tool. And if you're drawing on a tablet, you need to turn off the pressure sensitivity for your pen. And you do that up here on the top. Just make sure this button is unpressed. Then we're gonna choose the size for our brush. And the thing about this is that now that you've turned off pressure sensitivity, you will always draw with your exact chosen size of the brush. You go down here to the bottom, you choose the next color, and then you start putting in bubbles on your scenery. So wherever you feel like it would fit, you just add a few clusters of bubbles here and there. And I think we should also go in and we should turn down the brush size a little bit, so we can also add some smaller bubbles all around. So you just start filling these in as well, and try and keep all of the bubbles collected close to each other. I always feel like this gives the best effect. And the thing is, you could also start adding fishes and various sea creatures. I'm not gonna do that, that's for you to play with. It's very easy to make it look like it's underwater as soon as you start drawing fishes. So I'm just simply showing you more methods to play with to create this underwater feeling. And speaking of underwater feeling, let's create some sunbeams going down through the surface of the water. Let's go over here, let's create a new layer. We'll put it on top of our bubbles here. Let's call it sun rays. And then we're gonna do some white lines. I'm just gonna choose pure white up here. There we go. And then we're gonna need some really thick lines. Yeah, that's more like it. Something like this. Okay. And make sure your pressure sensitivity is still turned off. Okay. I'm just gonna zoom out a bit so we get a better overview. Yeah. Okay, if you're in Photoshop, it's easy to do straight lines. You just tap with your pen where you want the line to start, you hold down Shift, and you tap where you want the line to end. That's how you do straight lines. So we're gonna leave them like this. I'm just gonna add a few more thinner lines just to add a bit of difference in between all the sun rays. So we're gonna go down like this, and we're gonna do exactly the same. Add a few of these here and there in between. I'm gonna add a few even thinner lines. Just put them all over the place. Yeah, just like this. Okay. Now, what we want to do is that we want to cut off the edges of these, and we're going to use the lasso tool. And we're going to make sure that we have a very soft feather up here. I will put mine at around 140 something. And then you're going to select the ends of these lines. I'm going to do it like this, just a broad selection. Yeah, like that. And then you hit delete. So you've removed those edges. We're just gonna make sure we have everything. There's one part missing here and another part missing over here. Okay, like this. So now you have your sun rays. Just gonna turn down the opacity a little bit on this layer, just so they kinda shine through the water. Okay, now we have one very last thing to do before we're done. So we're gonna go over here, and I want to do a new layer. I want to do a nice blue overlay layer. So you choose the very last color we have down here, and we have our bucket tool selected, and you're just gonna tap right here. So now everything's blue. You go over on your blue layer, you choose color, and you turn down the opacity a little bit so it only gives an indication of blue on all of the other colors. And that's it. We're done. Now I hope you could use this video. If for nothing else, then at least a bit of inspiration. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, now is the perfect chance to do so. And also, please don't forget to throw me a comment down below. I'm really open to suggestions if you have any good ideas. See ya!